Alright guys, today we're going to take a Twinset and we are going to take the manifold off it, take the bands off it and plug them for side mount use. Alright, before we start, obviously super important that manifold's open, both valves are open and the Twinset's actually empty. In order to do this, you're going to need a ratchet tool with an extra long size 13 on it. You're going to want a 13 on its own. And you're going to want a 21 as well. Alright, I've got both plugs here that we can use to close the valves off afterwards. Okay, and then we're going to use a 21 to undo the manifold a little bit. Bear in mind that both threads are in the same direction. So that's undone plenty. And the rest we're going to do by hand. Depending on what twinning kit you've got, you might find that the nut on the other end is either a normal nut or it's got a bit of blue plastic in it. In which case it'd be called a nylock. We don't reuse the nylock. We replace those if we ever reuse the kit again. All right, so once these bands are off, you got to be very careful that you don't bend the manifold. Of course, there's no strength to the actual Twinset right now. So we're going to get these bands off, and then what we're going to do is we're going to turn the manifold, which effectively pushes the cylinders away from each other. We're going to do that in such a way that allows us to adjust the gap. Again, to put no strain on the manifold. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get rid of some of these tools. I'm going to very gently lay the Twinset down. And I'm going to take the bands off by just lifting it a little bit on this side. You can put a little block under it, whatever you want. And if you've got an assistant, that obviously helps. Otherwise, put some blocks under it to allow you to basically tip this side up and slide the bands off. All right, so now I've got the Twinset here without the bands on it. The manifold's still in place. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this, and you'll see that one side, it's got clockwise thread, and the other side's got counterclockwise thread. So by turning this, effectively moving the cylinders apart here. What I don't want to do is I don't want to put any strain on the thread. So I increase the gap on the other side to match. Keep going. Increase the gap a little bit more. You'll see that one side will come out before the other. Increasing that gap. There we go. Here we are. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to match the right one with the right side. Okay, so the right hand side post you'll find is counterclockwise. So we'll turn that in. Obviously a little bit of lubricant will help. And that one will be clockwise, and I'll finish that both off with a spanner, and we're good to go. We'll put our bands on at the bottom, and we're good to go to dive side mount.